Today we are going to be looking at the first mods on the FCX18 K10, it's the latest release from FMS. First thing we're going to do is replace the inner and outer front portal housings with these brass portal housings from FMS. And a few people have been asking me to run the K10 with some brass wheels and the Injora swamp claws. So I've pinched the wheels and tyres off my Unimog, the FCX24 Unimog. We've got the RC all-wheel drive 1.3-inch Cyberwheelz. And then we've got the 64mm swamp claws from Injora. Really like these tyres, you know, really nice tread pattern on them. We're also going to do a couple of the free mods that you can do for the steering. So swap the screws around the front axle and just bend the steering link slightly just to give us a bit more steering angle. Then we'll get the portal covers fitted, we'll get the wheels and tyres fitted. I won't take you through every single thing, we'll just chuck them on the rig, and then we're going to give a test on the rocks and we'll hit the trail, and if we can find some mud, we can test out these swamp claws in the mud with a K10. So for the first of the free steering mods you can do, basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this screw out here and just undo them and just screw them back in on the other side. The reason you want to do that is because when you are steering, you can see that it hits on the screw head. So as you go full lock, you just hit that screw head, and obviously if you just move it to the back of the axle, you just gain a little bit more steering angle. And then once you remove the screw, you'll find the link is touching the diff housing. Some people sand the diff housing down, but if you just take the link off and just bend it slightly, then you'll just get a bit more clearance. So let's get that done quickly. When you take the screw out of the front and move it to the back, obviously the screw head is on the back face, so you've got a bit more clearance. So you can see now that when we steer, you know, we're getting a bit more angle. And then all I just did was just undo the two screws that hold the steering link on and just bend it a little bit. And you can see then that with the screws removed, you've now got a bit more clearance and it's not fouling the diff like it was a moment ago. So yeah, just dead simple, just gives you a bit more steering angle. So we're going to get these inner and outer portal housings fitted next. I'll get the wheels and tyres on, and then we can see what it looks like. Okay, we've got everything done on the K10. I'm not sure I'm massively fussed on the gold with the K10, with the colour of the body, especially with like the orange and the black. You know, I like the revolver style because I think it kind of goes quite well with the actual, you know, age of the truck. Yeah, I'm just not sure the colours are quite working. But anyway, we've got the wheels on there. We've got the swamp claw tyres on there. We are ready to give it a test and see how it performs. You know, it's definitely pretty weighty now. So, you know, should be a nice bit of low down weight on this thing. So let's get it out on the rocks. Let's see how it performs. And then let's hit the trail and hopefully we can find some mud to test this thing in as well. So first up, a bit of a hill climb. Just test the grip on the tyres. Try and go as slow as we can. Nice. Driving into a rock, not looking where I'm going. Nice. And let's see if we can get down here without falling over. So obviously before, oh nice, straight away let's see, before that would have tipped because obviously the body's so heavy. But now with that extra weight low down, let's go nice and slow up here. Nice. Very nice. Try and go as slow as we can. I did make it up here with the stock wheels and tyres, but we did have to get a bit of wheel speed going and run over to the right. Nice, look at that. Lovely jubbly. Very nice. Do the pit. I'm going to try to see if we can run a slightly more complicated line up here. Just getting it to run across this rock without tipping over. Nice. There you go, that's good, that is, I like that. Again, we did make it up this bit on the stock tyres, but then we did tip over. So let's just see if we can just crawl straight up there and then not tip over this time. Hey, there you go. We dipped down the other side, but last time we just fell over and rolled over to the right. So yeah, definitely better low down stability. The last couple of things just to again test that tyre grip. Just run some of these lines with the slightly smoother rocks. Nice. I do like the flex on this rig. It is pretty cool. And last one just here again, stock tyres just went up nice and slowly. So let's just see how it does on these. I'm going to go as slow as I can. Nice. You know, I know these are just simple obstacles, but obviously the rocks are quite smooth, and you know, it's just a good test just to see what your grip's like. And just to make the point, I mean, look how much of an angle that is now. That would have fallen over without a doubt on the stock wheels and tyres. So, you know, that's some extreme side hilling right there. So yeah, it definitely makes a difference having that extra weight low down. Test that bit of stability through here. Oh, almost. Look at that, so much better. That would have definitely tipped over in stock form. So there you go, I'm really happy with that. I think, you know, definitely one of the first things you want to do with these rigs, because they are so top heavy, is get a bit of low down weight on there. And you know, the stock tyres were decent, especially on the rocks, but I do much prefer the Swamp Claws. The main test now will be seeing how these perform on the trail, because the stock tyres did perform really well on the rocks. You know, on the entire course they did a really good job out of the box. But obviously what's going to be interesting now is seeing how it performs on the trail, and obviously hopefully we can find some mud and see how they perform in the mud. Obviously I know these tyres are really good in the mud because we've already ran them on the Unimog, and they did brilliantly in the mud. But, you know, we'll see what difference it's made to this rig now. Okay, we're out on the trail. So first off, let's try out the grip on these tyres. Just going up this incline, bit of loose dirt, you know, usual challenge that we do. Stock tyres, they did make it up here, but they struggled a little bit. So let's just see how these ones do. Much better on the Swamp Claws. I'm still not fussed on the look of this thing, but yeah, Swamp Claws definitely doing way better than the stock tyres. Next one, let's try the roots, see how it does on the roots. Nice. Definitely doing really well. Again, you know, same kind of problem. We're still getting stuck in the middle. Let's see if we can take a slightly different angle. See if we can clear it. Otherwise, we are going to have to do a bit of wheel speed. Yeah, that's the downside to this thing. That long wheelbase is getting us hung up a lot. Oh, go on, get a bit of bite. Ah. It's going to have to be a second gear job. There we go, job done. Interested to see how these do on the sand, on this little sand climb we've got here. It has just started raining, typical British weather. Although, as they say, it's only a slight precipitation. But yeah, it's raining. So let's try the sand. Obviously it's a little bit wet instead of being completely dry, but give it a test. Stock tyres with a wheel speed, we did make it up about halfway, but you know, first gear didn't get anywhere. first gear, we just can't get up there, so let's try second gear and see how far we can get up. No, I think we're just burying ourselves there, aren't we? We got, you know, not bad, not bad. I'll give it one more try. That's not happening, is it? Well, you know, we tried. We've got a really nice bank here, which to be fair, I've only just discovered this. And as the water's a bit low on the stream, but yeah, let's give this a try and just see how it does climbing. You know, it's pretty steep for a little mini crawler. Obviously it's mud, so it'll be interesting to see how the tyres grip, and also the kind of extra weight we've got on the bottom. You know, is it going to stop it from just tipping over and rolling down the hill? Because, you know, if we go by here, look, you know, you can see that's a fairly decent incline. Stuck on the root there. Yeah, did pretty well, to be fair. One thing I have just noticed with this one that I've never had on the LC80s, I know a few people have mentioned they've had like second gear issues and stuff like that. When I was doing the pull in the sand then, when I switched back to first, it wouldn't switch back into first, it only went to neutral. So I had to basically crawl in second and then switch into first. So I don't know if that's a similar issue that other people have had, but it only seems to have happened when I've been doing like full throttle in the sand in second gear. So yeah, just something to be aware of. You know, maybe we do have a little bit of gear change issues here. We got a bit of mud over here, not a massive amount, because we're having a great deal of rain, but I know the swamp claws are decent in the mud, so let's just see how this does now pushing through. When it was muddy and wet before, it did get through on the stock tyres, so let's see how it does on the swamp claws. Keeps doing that kind of like yeah, see that look there? So I'm not quite sure what it's doing, but yeah, I wonder if that's relation to the issue it's having with the gearbox maybe. So yeah, it's definitely not very happy, this one. definitely binding up that drivetrain, aren't we? This is going to be broken in a minute. Yeah, not a happy bunny. Definitely doesn't seem as tough as the LC80. Whether that's because of the longer wheelbase and the rear drive shaft, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, to be fair, it's getting well and truly stuck there. But you know, we've ploughed through worse with the LC80 and not had any issues whatsoever. You know, I know other people have had issues with their drivetrain and stuff. People have mentioned it, but I have not had a single problem with my LC80 apart from the power switch. Yeah, this thing is not so happy, is it? You know, we are literally beached in the mud right now. Yeah, I definitely prefer the LC80. I know obviously if you're a Chevy fan, you might really like the Chevy, but for me, you know, I'm not a massive Chevy fan. I don't think it's the nicest looking rig in the world. I'm not fussed with the colour scheme either, to be fair. You know, give me the yellow LC80 all day long over this thing. Yeah, it's definitely not the best for mudding, that's for sure. And yeah, it's not very happy, is it? Everything looks better when it's muddy. I think I should just lacquer this while it's like that and just leave it like that. That looks so much better. Yeah, I mean, obviously the whole point of this video was to test out the upgrades. So, you know, the extra weight down the bottom, you know, the RCAWD wheel drive wheels, which, you know, they're in there somewhere, the Swamp Claw tyres, you know, on the rocks and on the trail, you know, much better with a bit of extra low down weight and obviously better tyres. You know, to be fair, like I said, stock tyres pretty decent, but, you know, much better once you get some better wheels and tyres on there. This thing's main kind of down point for me is that longer wheelbase. You know, it's making us get hung up on lots of stuff, and for mudding, it's making it really hard to mud. It's just making it get stuck. Obviously, I'll have to figure out what the kind of issue is. The battery seems like it's running low. You know, it's kind of hopping, so maybe with a fully charged battery it won't do that. But like I said earlier, there was some kind of issues where it was getting stuck in neutral when I was switching between first and second. So yeah, it's definitely not a happy bunny, this one. You know, like I said, I much prefer the LC80, to be honest. And, you know, considering this is what, the third or fourth time I've ran this now, and now I've had, you know, getting some issues, whereas my LC80s, I've got hours of runtime in them with no issues whatsoever. So maybe this longer wheelbase is causing us some issues mechanically as well. I don't know, but anyway, let me know what you think of it in the comments. Let me know what you think of this performance. Do you like it? You know, do you like the look of the rig itself? Are you getting one? Have you got one? You know, what mods would you do to yours? What would you like me to do? What would you like to see me do next to it? Yeah, drop me a comment, give us a like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.